This is for day 15 of the July Junk Journal Challenge, and the prompt is written in the margins. And so the first thing that I thought of was just kind of doing a scribble written border, so I'm gonna do that with crayon, just because I've been feeling like using crayons a lot lately. So I'm kind of really liking the idea of framing this sort of thing, and I kind of want to make it even more of a frame here. So I am taking some, I think this is patterned masking tape technically, 'cause it feels more like masking tape than washi tape, but I've had this for like ever. Getting it stuck all over me. Okay. So I'm more or less doing it below my scribble writing, but I'm not too worried if it goes over top a little bit, because it's not like you can read the scribble writing anyway, so. I almost thought about doing this as like a 2-page spread. But then I remembered how big these pages are, and that's just a smidge overwhelming. Especially since, like, I've already pretty much failed at actually keeping up with this challenge. So why make it even harder on myself? I'm hoping to get through all of these prompts before the end of this year. That is my goal. on prompt 15. So after that, there's only 8 prompts left. So I might actually do it. We'll see. So next I'm going to be doing some jelly printing, and I have a jelly plate that's almost the perfect size for this. So I'm just setting my journal aside. Excuse my extremely messy desk. It's gotten kind of out of hand. So this is one of my very well-loved jelly plates. I'm one of those that doesn't really clean it. But, you know, that's okay. It just makes stuff more interesting. So I usually limit jelly prints to just about 3 colors of paint. And in this case, since I've already started the page I'm working on, I'm trying to keep similar color schemes. So I'm using some, what's this, aqua green and neon blue. That's neon? Okay. If you say so. I also haven't cleaned my brayer in a hot minute, so this might be a bit more textured, but I don't know what that, oh, he said thread. So now I'm gonna lift this up, bring my journal back, kind of having to do this a little creatively because I want to print directly into the journal. Now, I'm not necessarily the best at doing that. And I also set my journal on top of my wet brayer. That's alright. It was the back cover. No one cares about the back cover. So now I'm just taking the plate and, oh! Apparently not so carefully, flipping it over. Now it's there. Actually, let me grab, where did I put my Baron? Okay, now this isn't necessary at all. I just have a much easier time applying pressure if I use a Baron. But I've gotten, like, good enough results with just my hands. But, like, I just like getting it, getting as much of the paint off as I can. Okay, now I'm trying to think if I want to add any more layers on top of that. I think with all that's going on, I think that'll be the only jelly printing layer for now, at least. Because that already came out, like, pretty textured and stuff. Okay, and there's not really much on my brayer to clean off, so that's good. Now I kind of want to make this background a bit darker, so I'm taking a water-soluble pencil. It's just water-soluble graphite, and one of the things I like doing because I don't know, it just gives a nice, really light result, but also will sometimes like create drips unexpectedly. Speaking of which, is I dip the watercolor pencil in water, and I dip a watercolor brush in water as well, and holding it over the piece, I just start kind of brushing onto it, and then I do like this swirly motion a bit, and then depending on what happens as the brush feels dry, I'll either just grab more pigment from the pencil, like there, or I will dip my brush in water again, and then add more pigment. So I just find that doing this creates like a kind of smoky effect. You could just do this with gray watercolors pretty easily probably, but like sometimes with holding the watercolor pencil over the painting and doing the whole thing with the wet brush, sometimes we'll create like splatters and stuff like that, and I just kind of like that. I also don't really have any watercolor in like this shade of gray. I have black watercolors. I mean, well, okay, I think one of them is technically a dark gray, but it looks black to me. Just kind of like slightly lighter than the other black, so... So I'm liking that. Now I've decided I kind of want to smooth out these white splotches just a little bit. So I'm taking some white acrylic paint and I'm just finger painting over it just a little bit. I do want it to be kind of blended looking. have mixed feelings about that. It was really fun, though. I suppose that matters. That's why I pretty much stopped talking. I got very much into flow there. So I'm gonna let this dry. But I'm thinking this is getting pretty good, I think. I'm thinking that the next thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna outline this rectangle in black and then draw like a little signpost and then do some lettering on the sign itself. What the lettering would be about, I'm not quite sure yet. And I didn't notice I got little specks of orange on there somehow. I'm not entirely certain how that happened. It's like I would assume the jelly plate, but then I'm seeing some of it in the white. Okay, whatever. So I'm gonna use a Posca pen for this. Just because with that white acrylic paint, I don't know what is in it or how they made it, but like it doesn't seem to react well with Sharpies, because I've tried drawing over top of it with Sharpies before, and like the Sharpie would just like dry out like so quickly. And now I want to extend the post a little bit above, so I am kind of following that behind, and I think that's a little off, but you know what, that's okay. And I already know what I'm going to write on there. I'm going to write looking for my people, because I'm trying to get more involved in my community, mostly my local art community, and that's kind of what I was writing about on the edges here, or the margins. So, for my people. So that's 4 words, so I'm going to divide this into 4 sections. So I think that's good. So actually, no. Because this should be a little smaller. Because if I make the space too big, then I'm going to draw the letters too large to fit all of them in that space. So make this one like that. That's fine for that. But actually, no, I'm going to make this a little smaller just so I can move. Those two, and then I can just split the rest more or less in half. Alrighty. Now I just kind of vary the case of my words, and actually this time I might just do all caps. No, I'm gonna vary it. actually really liking this. Oh, it's kind of cutting off the bottom there. So I think I'm going to call this done because I really like where it's at. So if you enjoyed the video, please leave a like and subscribe if you would like to get notified for when I upload future videos. And I will see you at the next one. Until then, have a wonderful day.